the reason I know you is the singer-songwriter community.
Yeah.
Is a rich one. I mean, I knew you because we worked with Kate Cotter and Lacey Madison and like all those people from back in the day. I remember you all just kind of traveling around, like always on the same kind of bill, or at least always there to support each other.
Yeah.
So what was that kind of scene like, and what is it like now?
That was cool. I was kind of I think a late addition to that, but when I left college after I decided that was not going the right way, came back here to work and I started playing out. I think within the first week that I played, I met Eric Anderson and Kate Cotter within that first few weeks that I was playing, and I was blown away by what local people could do, what actual people could do. I knew what the stars could do, and I know the people that I'd listened to, but
it felt like a crew to me.
It was, yeah. I mean, we'd go and play, and then we'd hang out afterwards, and we'd just, it was almost like being in a band, but having our separate things and really complement each other and doing that sort of thing. And it still blows me away, just the same sort of thing. I think the songwriter community here is some of the best that I've seen, whether I've been in Los Angeles or Nashville or Seattle, anywhere I've been. It's just people just stick out to me here too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But and then the same token, you've got the rock music, and you've got a jazz scene that's pretty badass that comes out of UNR.
Exactly.
I do think that's kind of amazing how many different genres of music have a righteous hold in this town. Like, there's still a hardcore scene, there's a metal scene, there's singer-songwriter scene, blues and rock and roll scene, and there's a rad hip-hop scene, and spoken word, and like it's kind of crazy how much music is in this town that's not that big. I mean, the population doesn't seem like it could sustain something, but that, like, going to shows that maybe aren't in your clique of genre keeps this thing moving. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, there's so many players too that do the jazz thing and do the rock thing, that it's the cross-promotional thing where they're gigging with all kinds of bands. So you go out and see a bass player play a jazz thing one night, and then he'll be playing with a band. It's a rock thing the other night, and then
Mike Mayhall's a good example of that.
Mike's all over the place.
He's in My Place on Fire. He plays wicked jazz. He's in Elephant Rifle.
Yeah, three completely different things.
It's awesome.
I also like the ability for bars and venues in town to kind of cultivate the artists that they bring in, which is like here at St. James and at the Love and Cup, and even at Picnic, it's like if they're bringing in an artist and they're going to set aside a night for them, it's going to be good. You can just show up. It's like, I've never heard of this person,
kind of endorsed it at that point,
So it becomes this kind of like, we're vouching for this. You're going to enjoy yourself. Come check it out.
That's rad.
Show me a place where I can run to. Take me there where no one knows my name, and give me a chance to make it right now. I'll go back in time to start it all again. It's gonna be a good night, no cannon knot in the moonlight, with the stars bright and shining down.
So where does it go from here? Is it just getting better, or are we plateauing off?
I say that you guys don't air this so that no one finds out, and it just stays exactly like this.
Yeah, I've noticed you're almost like trying to keep this place a secret for
My
me.
hashtag don't move to Reno, it sucks here.
To me, it's a very good Reno thing. Like, we don't want as many people to live here because we like it like the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, so if Fozzie Bear makes fun of Reno in a movie, say fine. That just means everyone else doesn't like Reno. We know.
Yeah,
we know.
right.
I remember like a couple years ago, that's kind of when that mentality started to hit me. It was probably about 3-4 years ago. I was just downtown somewhere. I don't go downtown that often, but there was some event, and just behind me, it was just two guys, clearly from Vegas, just having a really bad time and just belittling every single thing that we have. I'm like, great, don't move here.
Yeah, we don't want you.
Yeah,
We don't-
absolutely.
I was like, I'm glad you're not here. I'm glad you don't live here. I'm glad you're not a part of my town.
Yeah,
Go home.
absolutely.
We are very guarded like that, though, and it goes back to the camaraderie you were saying of the artists, and not just the music scene, but just artists in town as well. We all will stick up for each other, and we will stick up for this town. I will. When I've been in LA, hanging out with, producers with big name acts, and they're talking about, how's Reno? I'm like, Reno is amazing. They're like, oh, really? Someone told me it sucked.
Don't
one
tell
time.
them that.
so
man.
exactly.
Oh yeah, I know. but
Everyone,
still,
all
though,
the
like,
bands from Portland went around telling everyone how great Portland was, and now Portland is fucking
Nobody's
terrible.
nobody's
Too
coming
much,
here still
yeah.
though. But I will. I still have this inert like desire to. I will always like fight for this town because for my whole life I've had people in this town tell me that it sucks. I've had people in the world at large telling me that it's an awful place.
Yeah.
And I've seen people fight for this town to get it to where it was. 10 years ago, you couldn't walk down, Wells. There was no Midtown. There was no this arts district that's popped up. There wasn't no St. James. There was no Loving Cut. There was there was no Holland Project. Like everybody fought so hard to make this happen that maybe I should be a little bit more quiet about it out of town. But I've been on the front lines fighting for it and to make it happen, and it just really kind of ticks me off when people will tell me that it's awful or something is bad, and it's not.
Well, that was one of the amazing selling points for Reno for me, was that I came here for 6 years, 2 or 3 times a year, and saw a city of underdogs, like people making art and music and opening bars and restaurants, not because it was cool or because they thought it was going to be hip, but because they had to, because they needed it. They needed to create the thing for themselves in their own city, and so it's this whole idea of doing it yourself and making the scene that you want, and then supporting that same scene, even when it ebbs and flows. Like,
Absolutely.
you don't find that anymore.
You know, a lot of my best friends are in that lower middle class, upper middle class, and you know, we're not all, you know, nobody's got too much money. We're all still struggling and trying and helping each other out, and you know, buying someone a beer, and you know, hey, you come work for my bar, you know, and it's this camaraderie, and it's just like you were saying, where's it going to go from here? It's just going to keep going.
Close for me. You say you picked the lock, but I swear you had a key. I don't care what it takes, 'cause I should be released. Every time I'm running from the shadows, it always seems to be uphill. But
Jack was just talking about is this was the first spot he ever played in Reno.
That's true.
He played with us, Rigorous Proof.
Yep.
And it was
And
up
Pete
here.
and Moondog. It wasn't up here. It was downstairs. But I mean, I drank many a beer up here.
Yeah.
Smoked
Yep.
many a cigarette with Jack.
I like how you were telling his story. He was just co-signing the whole time. Like, yep,
Yeah,
that happened.
this is true.
That was a thing.
This is the thing that happened. Yeah, it was awesome. I'd never met anyone in Reno besides the guys from Moondog Matinee, and I showed up, and it was Rigorous Proof and all the guys from Moondog Matinee, and I kind of fell in with everyone in one night, and it was
was a good
that
night.
goes back to that idea of that it's a really inclusive scene here. It's just everyone showed up to see a band they'd never heard of based on the good word of like one person.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty
it's
rad.
pretty awesome.
One
Yeah.
Pete Barnado.
Yeah,
He's got pull, that Pete Bernardo.
it's true.
Did you just show up? Did you book the show ahead of time with those guys, or how'd that work
So
out?
we played a show with Moondog Matinee in Seattle
Oh, okay.
about 6 years ago. They opened for us, and at the end of the show, Pete handed me his card. He's like, "If you ever want to come to Reno, just let me know." Very Pete.
He's got a rock. He's rock star
Right.
with a card.
Yeah.
That's good. That's very
And
Pete
you know
move.
what?
It's a
It
good
was
thing to have.
it was even
That's
funny.
classy.
It was funnier because the card was one of those wildflower cards that if you buried them in the dirt, they made flowers. It was like, I didn't know. I immediately thought Pete was a like huge burner, and like, and you know, like the thing about Reno that I find that some locals have a hard time believing is that the quality of life here is amazing. Like
Yeah.
people don't realize how good you guys have it here. We have it here. We're 4 hours from a major city, still cheap enough to be an artist and get by and be sustainable.
Yeah.
And there's an amazing community that surrounds everyone doing everything, and it's sunny 340 days
It
a
doesn't
year.
rain. It's depressing.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
That's true. This is a city. I've been to kind of a lot of places, but I think this is one of the communities where it really compliments their artists, and they have a whole month dedicated to it in the summer of arts and music and that whole thing. And you can't. Yeah, you've got desert on this side, and you've got Lake Tahoe on this side, and
Yeah.
forest. So it's an inspiring place to be, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and not far from lots of other major cities too.
As a touring musician, it is prime
Yeah.
because within 8 hours you're in 10 major markets.
Oh yeah.
Up in Portland, you're 10 hours from one, you know?
Malibu's Most Wanted. Take one.
Roll camera. Speed. Audio. Sound speed. All right, let's take 3. Action.
Everyone I know sleeps inside the fireplace. They're keeping records of me, sweating ashes on her face. These paper boats are made for sinking, catching up the gaining speed. She tries to hold me with one blackened arm. She says it's gone, that it's missing. Way down underground, we'll make down my father while he's walking down, around in circles cautiously. He takes his coat and then he answers me. Way down underground, we'll make anew. Downtown on holy ground, we'll sing for you. We'll sing for you. Heading out with the helmets on, Captain Roberts with the shiny cap guns, Roman candles and a kid without a match. Trampolines filled with dirty leaves, snakes and spiders leave some room for breathing. TV ghosts in a drive home in the dark. Stars that collide, separate and divide. Signals, smoke in my eyes. Don't know who to trust, but a ticket on a bus. I'm waving to my friends goodbye. And waving to you goodbye.
Cut.